You guys, Titus is so dope, as you guys know, and I want to teach you one of his chords that you can use in your songs. So let's check this out. Oh my goodness. So I want to teach you that one there. That part there, we're going to show you how you can use it in your songs. I'm going to do it in 3 ways. I'm going to show you a chord I call Even the Beginner Can Sound Good chord. Yes, that's the name of the chord. The second one is going to be called the double major super B sus Q. had to think of something clever. And the third one I'm going to call the super duper Locrian altered double cake. All right, so this is just nice names that you guys can use to remember. And so let's start and show you the first thing. Let's listen to that movement again. And I'm going to play this in a way that even beginners can use that part there. So I'm going to change it up slightly because this is a beginner-friendly chord. So if you're a beginner, you can use this, and all you have to do is know where this chord is going to. It's going to a C minor. So if you're about to play a C minor, you can play this movement before you get to your C minor chord. I'm going to show you an example of that in a second using As the Deer. But the only thing you're going to need to do is play an E flat major chord in the right hand, E flat, G, and B flat, and then I want you to play a D flat chord in the right hand after you play this one. So that's all you have to do. E flat, then D flat, and then you're gonna go to your C minor chord. But watch this, what makes this chord so special is what you're gonna do in the left hand. That's the secret that makes it sound good. I want you to play a G and an F, and it sounds really good. So good. And that's kind of an altered take on what he did, but it's friendly to beginners. So if I was to play As the Deer, you alone are my heart's to worship thee, and I'm about to go to the 6th. See, it sounds so good, man. And this is beginner friendly because you're only doing an E flat chord and a D flat chord, and then you can play your C minor chord. It sounds nice. This leads me to the next chord, the double major, super B sus Q. That's right. Why am I calling it that? Because if we listen to what he did, check it out. So that chord structure right there, now we're going to get to what he actually did. So let's hang on tight because we got to show you guys what this is. So check this out. The reason I call it a double major is because we're also starting this with an E flat major and a D flat major, but they're inverted. So what we learned in that first one where you had the B flat on top, take that on the bottom. And now in the second chord where you had the D flat on top, take the A flat on the bottom. So you have this chord. The second 2 chords are like sus4 voicings. It's going to be F, B flat, and E flat. They're actually separated by fourths, which is why you see the Q in the name. And what you want to do is you just want to take this chord down a whole step. So your first chord is this, your second chord is this, your third chord is this, and the fourth chord is this. But let me tell you the secret to making this sound really good, and that's what I call the super B. And why am I saying super B? Well, first of all, because it sounds corny. It's like a dad joke because I don't know where I got that from. But anyway, it's because you're holding the B throughout the chord, and that B held against that chord structure sounds so nice. I want you to hear the difference. So check this out. If I play the 4 like this, but watch what happens when I hold the B. Ooh. And it's so simple. And it's the cool thing about this is that you just hold that B down while the other chords are playing. It provides all the dissonance and all the tension you need. In that left hand, you keep doing the G and the F, and it sounds good. Okay, so you alone are my heart's, same spot. Worship thee. I'm going to C minor. And now it sounds good, but we got even one more for you. Okay, Sean, I like that last one, but I still want to sound even more like Titus, and I want to be able to come up with all kind of combinations that I can use. Well, then you need the super duper Locrian altered double kick. Sean, you know what? where did I come up with these names is what you guys should be asking me. And honestly, I don't know, man. I script these things out 10 minutes before I do the video. And I'm just trying to be clever to have you guys remember this. So put that name in the comments for me. It's the corniest name you've heard, but I don't care, because if you guys remember this, that's all that counts. And guess what? We're going to use an actual scale called the Super Locrian scale. It's also called an altered scale, hence the name. And if we look at a G altered scale, it goes like this: G, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, F, and G. Okay, so go ahead and play that scale. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to look at this a little bit differently. Let's look at the notes in the scale. Let's start from, instead of starting from the G, let's start from the A flat. So if we take the notes from the scale and just count up the scale, I want you to kind of hear how my brain is processing the use of the scale. If I start from the scale and take the next note, which is the A flat is part of the D flat chord that we talked about in the first section. The B flat is part of the E flat chord that we talked about in that first chord section. The B is part of the super B that we talked about in the second section where you held that note. The D flat is part of the D flat chord that we talked about. The E flat is part of the E flat chord. And the F is part of the D flat chord. And if you're back at the G again, it's part of the E flat chord. So every single note is referencing the two chords we were talking about, with the exception of the B, which we were holding anyway through the chord process. Well, Sean, how does this help me? Because instead of just using an E flat and D flat, I could use any chord within the scale, because now I've found a collection of notes that encompass everything that we've talked about, and we could simply take the notes from that scale and use them to improvise to a C minor. Okay, so you alone are my hearts. See that? I'm only using notes from within that one scale. We can do all kind of things. Right? Long to worship thee. Making up stuff here. We're making up stuff because it's all, remember, it's all over the G that leads to the C. Now it's a little bit more advanced now, right? But this is what I'm thinking at. So, you alone are my hearts. And let's go to the lower register. It doesn't need a lot of notes. 2 words. The altered scale. I took the altered scale and walked it up. Right? All that altered scale stuff, this is what we learn. I call it the super duper Locrian. And actually, the cool thing about it is that's just one thing from this. So listen, if you signed up, come on in, because I got to explain the rest of these chords. We just did this with this one chord, but I got to explain the rest of the song. So if you're signed up to the website, come on in and let's discuss this, man. We're going to discuss some more of this stuff, because these chords, this is what you want right here. We're going to see you guys next time.